Hello, and welcome to this episode of Great Conversation. I'm excited to be here today with Patricia Musico. She is the author and facilitator for the New Jersey Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired and the Aspire program. And I'm excited to talk to you today about what you do, how you have outreach for people, and a little bit about your cookbook as well.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for having us to participate in your podcast. That's really nice. So again, my name is Patricia Musico. I'm here today with my assistant, Daria, and I am a facilitator for the Commission of the Blind. And what we do is we have a program inside the Commission of the Blind called Aspire.
Okay.
And the facilitators work off of that Aspire program. And the Aspire actually means a special program for independence, renewal, and education. Because that's what we try to do. When people are low vision, they feel like they're all alone in the world. And they think they're the only ones going through the depression and everything that they go through. So our support groups are built the way it's built to inspire them, to make sure that they know we could do a lot of things, but we have to do it in a different way. And that's where the renewal comes in.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So the people who are in your support groups, are they all, is it mostly seniors or is it a variety of ages?
It's mixed. It's all mixed. I have someone as young as 38 and I have many people now in their 90s. My oldest is 95. It's unbelievable.
Oh, that's amazing.
95. And they're all visually impaired and or blind. Actually, there's 295,000 people and more in the state of New Jersey that are low vision and blind.
Wow.
And Brick has 14 students that are serviced by the Commission of the Blind. One's an infant.
Okay.
And then we have one that's educated outside of Brick, but the other 12 are actually going to Brick Public Schools.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot of low vision people around. So what the Aspire program does, every facilitator is a volunteer. We're all volunteers. And I work 40 plus hours a week. The last 2 weeks I did 69 hours each week. Yeah. I started out 5 years ago. You're appointed by the commission to be a facilitator. I started out 5 years ago with 7 people and 1 support group. I now have 54 people and 9 support groups. It keeps me busy.
I bet.
But there's a lot of people out there that need support. So what we do, besides the hours, we have groups, and our groups are, depending on the facilitator, they can be specific groups. So I have one group that's specific for people who are visually impaired and hearing impaired because they need caption machines.
Sure.
So when they're in a meeting, a general meeting, their caption machine can't keep up with what's being spoken. So they need their machines to help them. So that's one group. I have another specific group that's for Charles-Bonnet syndrome. Charles-Bonnet syndrome is low vision people have hallucinations.
Oh my gosh.
But they don't realize that they're alone. They think that there's something wrong with them.
Okay.
And because people are not very familiar with it, and there's not much research going on, actually no research going on in the United States. The research is done in England. Even when they go to a doctor, the doctor really doesn't realize what's going on with them. So our support groups has all people that have visual hallucinations that realize they're not alone and they're not crazy.
Right.
Because they will get people, especially family members, well, they'll say, oh, I just saw a dog or something. It's like, oh, you really didn't see that, you know? But that is a real thing with low vision. In fact, if anybody has low vision with hallucinations, at the end I'll give information on how they could join.
Okay.
And then we have a support group for people who not only have visual impairment, but who have other diseases, because people with diabetes and people with muscular sclerosis, they all lose their vision at one point or have low vision.
Right.
And so we have my support group. Now, every facilitator runs it different. Not every facilitator will have this, but this is what I do. And then we have other support groups. I have a cooking book support group.
Right. Yeah.
And that is unusual for a book.
Sure.
But starting January, that number will be open as a conference call number. The numbers are in the book.
Fantastic.
And people,
we'll share those.
any questions that they have, they can call it in, and Daria and I will be there to answer their questions live.
Okay.
You know, if they have a problem.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that's a little different than other books because now I have a resource for them. So another group. I mean, another group.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's always a need, right?
Yes.
And especially if people want to feel independent.
Yes.
You want to be able to take care of yourself and cook for yourself.
That's how it came about, because in my first group, I had 7 people. Half of them weren't cooking anymore. And it's not only the cooking, it was the cleanup. And so I'm listening to them and I said, well, what are you eating? Well, sandwiches or chips or cookies. I said, no.
Yeah.
This is not working. You know, we need healthy food.
Yes.
So it took me 4 years to write this book and finish it, because everything in the book I did myself. But I cooked, I ate it.
Yeah, make sure it's okay.
So that's how it came about, because I had the support group and people were saying that they weren't eating healthy.
Right.
And, you know, some people can't afford to pay for takeout, and some people didn't qualify for Meals on Wheels, so they fell in that crack.
Right.
So anyway, that's how the support group for the cookbook started. But I'll get to that later with the information, okay? So now, what do people expect when they join one of the groups? It's very simple. One, you have to be able to call in because it's done remotely.
Okay.
I have people from every county. They're different counties. So I can't expect people to be together for a meeting. So I do it remotely. And right now, because I have so many people, my general area is Ocean County, Brick, and some of Monmouth County. Okay. And I work with rehab people who do the referrals to me. Okay. So that's how they're able to join, through their Commission of the Blind rehab people. But all they have to do is be able to call it in. And some people are not ready for support groups. Right. And their rehab person will talk to them about that. If they're not ready, they're just not ready. Sure. But if they feel that they want to be with a group to speak, they're more than welcome to join. And that's what they do. When they're in the support group, they can just listen. I was going to say, you don't have to talk, right? You can just listen. Yeah, they don't have to talk. They could just listen. They could talk about themselves, or they could talk about problems they have. And then the other people in the group will have a one-on-one conversation going back and forth. This is what I do. This is how I handle that. And before you know it, everybody's talking, you know, and everybody's giving suggestions. And that's how we learn. Yeah. Because every time I talk to someone, I learn something. So this is a good way for them to be enabled and to find out information and not to be alone. Because the visually impaired and blind people always feel that they're alone. Nobody understands them. And that's very true. You know, you live with someone, they really don't get it. They don't understand. So that's what support groups are doing. And that's all you have to do. You have to be able to call it in, and you have to be able to either listen or speak, learn. You have to be open-minded about it. So in my support groups, I have agendas. So what I do is monthly, we talk about what we're going to talk about the next month. We figure it out, and some of them make suggestions, or I do a topic. January, February, and March, it was hobbies, activities, and interests. And then the people in the support group would talk about their hobbies or whatever it is. And we have a folk singer with a guitar player who's blind. She's completely blind. Oh, wow. We have a gardener who is very low vision. We have a ham operator who talks to people all over the world. Awesome. Yeah. Very cool. And so if I don't do that, you don't learn about people. Sure. And you know, my one thing is I always say we are more than just our eyes. And if you don't mingle with each other, how are you going to learn what people do? Right. You know, what their interests are. We have people talk about their books, the books that they read. They give referrals if they liked the book, what the book was about. So, in fact, I'll just do a plug-in here. Barbara Hinsky, who is my muse for the cookbook, she's an author, and she did the book Guiding Emily, which became a Hallmark movie. Oh, wow. And yeah. Did you ever hear about it? I have not. No, but I love Hallmark movies, so I'll check it out. It's about a blind woman and her guide dog. And it comes from the perspective of the dog. Oh, very cool. Yeah, it's very cool. And there's 5 books in the series. Okay. And so actually I learned that, and I share that with other people. And everybody's getting the books on tape, the audio books. Yes, I love audio. And they're listening to it. So yeah, this is what we do. We learn about things. So how I learn is because I belong to organizations. So I belong to the National Federation of the Blind. I belong to the American Council of the Blind. I belong to the New Jersey Council of the Blind, which is a division of it. I'm on the scholarship committee, and I also belong to Eye to Eye, which is from Rutgers University.
Okay.
And Eye to Eye has licensed social workers, and that's the other thing I do. I can refer people inside the group if they need a therapist, if they need dental care, whatever it is that they think they need, I can find out the information and refer them. And we actually work with a therapist company, so we know who to refer them to. So, and I belong to Accessible Pharmacy. Now that name is a little bit deceiving because it's not about pharmacy, it's about vision.
Okay.
And there are 3,000 members in that group in one meeting. The meeting's an all-day meeting every quarter. Wow. And 40 countries. Oh, wow. So we're talking to people in other countries at the time difference. We're talking one day, it's the next day where they are. Yeah. But that's how we learn. Yeah. And I also do law lessons twice a month. It's Demand Our Access, and it's ADA law lessons, which I take every month. And it's all about vision, just the visually impaired. Yeah. And so we learn things that help them with their computer, what works, what doesn't work, and about the law. So those are the things that I belong to, that when I learn something, I can go back to my groups and share it. And that's the important thing.
Really helpful.
To share information. So the one thing people are going to probably want to know is, how do you sign up? Yeah. How do
you get help? How
do you get help?
Especially if you're someone newly impaired or becoming newly impaired.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're low vision and you are not signed up for the Commission of the Blind, I will give the telephone number and the information for that.
We can put that up.
Right. But if you are already a member of the Commission of the Blind, there are two sections for the commission. One is vocational and one is rehab. Vocational is a different division, meaning that you want to learn because you want to go back to work, because we do have younger people. Sure. And the other one is rehab, where you just want to learn how to work and do things in your house, how to work your kitchen and all that. So if you belong to the Commission of the Blind, you should already have a rehab person that comes to your house to train you to do things in your house, a mobility person who trains you to walk in your house and outside your house with the tapping canes, and then the eye nurse who comes and visits you to talk about your medicine and any medical things.
Health, right.
So when you are a member of the Commission of the Blind, if you want to join a support group, you simply tell whoever comes to your house that you want to join a support group. They will do the referral. I work with 2 rehab people that are in Ocean County. So I automatically get anybody from Brick or Ocean County. The rehab person will call me. And the procedure is, they give me the person's information. Then I contact the person. I speak about an hour with each person, because I have to get a feel for
and what group they're going to work,
be in, what's wrong with their vision and their personality, a lot of different things. So then, and too, because I have different groups, different times, different days during the month, I have to fit their schedule too. Sure. So we work that all out. They get into a support group, and then they come. I give them the conference call number, which is a free conference call number to join, so it doesn't cost them anything to call it in, and they're part of the group. Great. Now, if they're not part of the Commission of the Blind already, they could still sign up for the Commission of the Blind. And so and I'll talk about Brick people now. If you're in Brick, the office for the Commission of the Blind is Freehold. That's for all Ocean County, but Brick people can call Freehold. And that number is 732-308-4001. And you said that we'll put that in writing.
We'll put that number up there for everybody to see,
So what they do is they call, and what they will need is a doctor's certificate, a doctor's note of their vision impairment. And then when they call, an intake person will be there, get all their information, and then they will be signed up. As long as they have the doctor's certificate with their vision. They have to be low vision, at least. And then they're signed up. Now, to be honest with you, they won't get a call back probably for 3 months because it takes a long time. Doesn't
processing and everything.
Yeah, it doesn't happen immediately.
Nothing in government is fast.
No. And there's such a shortage. There's a shortage of rehab people, and rehab people are usually blind, so they need drivers. And there's a shortage on drivers. So it'll take. I don't want people to think they sign up and they'll get a call tomorrow.
The next day.
They have to realize.
But it's still worth it.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth the wait. Yes.
Of course. And usually the eye nurse will be the person that calls them first, and then set up an appointment. They'll see the eye nurse first. After that, they will get a rehab person and a mobility person. Now, they could take all three, or they can choose. If they just want mobility, fine. If they just want rehab, fine. And once they are signed up that way, they have to be signed up with the commission first. Once they're signed up, they could join a support group.
Great.
And then they just tell the person, they call me. Now, there's 60 facilitators in the state of New Jersey.
Sure.
So it doesn't mean that they'll just get
Not
me.
necessarily get you. There's other people out there doing this work.
They can request a facilitator if they know one, because some facilitators just work within their own community. In the adult community, they may have a group where they go to their clubhouse and meet. And, that's fine if you want to get out and you can get to your clubhouse, But I do it remote to have no problems with transportation. Because I know myself, I can't get New Jersey access. 300 feet outside their line, and they turn around right in front of my house to go back out, and where my house is, it's the cul-de-sac, and they turn right around to go back out. But now I can't cross over Blake because of all that traffic. So it's a problem. So I understand the problem with transportation. And so now, did you have any questions about
No, you're covering it all. I was going to say, talk a little bit about your cookbook.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to get to now. So if I told you that you can eat healthy and cook chicken, meat, fish, vegetables, but you don't need a pot, you don't need a pan, you don't need a stovetop, you don't need an oven, you don't need a microwave, you don't need an air fryer. In fact, you could cook all that and not even have an appliance to clean. So when people go, oh, okay, are you interested now? I took 4 years to figure out how people could cook with all of that out of the way. And so, as you know, I wrote the cookbook. That was the first edition. And now we're on my 4th edition.
Great.
Because as I was going, I kept learning things and trying to improve things. And so we just kept revising and revising. Now the final copy will be out for April 1st. And here's the secret. You're going to cook in a toaster bag. And
I have a toaster bag.
You have the toaster bag?
I got a toaster bag.
Yeah, there you go.
Right here.
There's a toaster bag. So you're simply going to have a little toaster bag, which is washable.
Oh, good.
Soap and water, or you could dishwash it, put it in the dishwasher. And it's reusable.
That's great.
And you keep reusing it until it has little pinholes in it. And once it has little pinholes, you don't have to use it anymore. But you can use it depending on what you cook. Meats will have juices, so it will last longer with meats. But if you do like the cheese grill, you can do 100 of them.
Sure.
So this is all you need is a bag. Now I don't endorse this company. They did give me permission to use their trademark. This is what their looks like. This is what their toaster bag looks like, and they're sold on Amazon. But I have nothing to, I'm not an endorser, I'm not paid. I self-funded this book, so no organization did anything towards this book. But I tried several of them, and it just happened that I like this one the best. Yeah. So this is what you do. You need a 2-slice toaster. I guess
2-slice toaster.
You have the toaster there, right?
2-slice toaster.
There you go. Yeah. And you put it in, and that's one of the revisions we did because the pictures came out dark. Your food is not burnt. Trust me, it doesn't burn. And you have to adjust your toaster. Of course, everybody's toaster is different. So how you adjust it is you do a slice of toast.
Tons of food in here. Tons of different kinds of food in here. I just turned to the meatloaf and mini meatballs.
Oh, my God.
Yes, please.
Yeah, they are mini. They are mini.
But that's okay.
If it fits in the bag, you could cook it. The handle goes outside the bag, outside the toaster. This is how you pick it up. And you should use a pot holder. And the food gets hot.
Sure.
So you have to be careful, but you could just slide it out into your plate. And you just time your own toaster, because how you time it is you take a piece of bread, you make a piece of toast, how dark or light you want it. My toaster took 1.5 minutes to do that.
Right.
So I based it on my toaster.
Sure.
Everything basing 1.5 minutes. But you can do meals, you can do individual food. If you're on a diet, just you don't have to count calories.
Yeah.
Just whatever fits in this bag. You put a piece of chicken in this bag. You could do 2 bags at the same time, so you could put vegetables in one. The only thing you cannot cook is soup. You cannot put soup in it.
Yeah.
But other than that, whatever you like. And there's no pre-cooking. You don't have to pre-cook something before you do it. You can, if you could open a jar, a can, or a package, you can cook it.
Great.
You can cook it. And
That's
so
awesome.
Some toasters have a frozen section,
Sure.
bagel section,
Yeah.
so you can make it a little
toasters now
wider.
are, like, it's not toasters the olden days, where it was just, there you go.
Yeah.
Like, you can get a toaster that has all different options on it. Yeah.
And so now, when I started this, there were no timers on the toaster, so I had to physically 1, 2, 3 time it myself with my fingers. There was no devices,
Sure.
that you can use. And so now there's a device, you can tell your device, give me a 5-minute timer.
Yeah.
For visually impaired people, we can't see timers.
Right.
So you have to rely on a lot of audio.
Sure.
So we did that now. We started years ago, 5 years ago. Now it's 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And now there's toasters with little timers on them.
So it's good to go, though, right? That's really helpful for people, though.
Yeah, exactly. So there's like 1-minute timers on it. I wish I knew how to invent things, because I would put 4-minute timers on them and we're good to go. But you can figure out how to do the cooking as long as you have the instructions. This is the first instructional learning unique cookbook ever written for visually impaired and low people. Nobody's ever done this before.
That's
this
great.
is the first time.
That's amazing.
Yeah, this is the first time. So I did it for the first 3 people, and now I'm doing it for the world now.
Exactly. And that's amazing, right?
Yeah. And I don't endorse the bags or
Right.
You can
Get
use
whatever
any
bag you want.
You get any bag you want, but I just use this one because
Sure.
I tried other ones and I like this best.
Great.
So that's the story on why
That's
this is the
fantastic.
picture of it. Yeah.
So we'll put information also up about if you want information about the cookbook. We'll also have that up on the screen as well. Did you want to share anything else?
Well, I'll give you my number to call if you want
yes.
any information about the cookbook, or you want to order it, or if you have any information about the Commission of the Blind.
Yes.
If you need to know about a facilitator. My number, and this is my office
new dedicated number, yep.
It's 732-575-0678. We try to make it easy. 0678.
Love it.
Right?
Easy to dial.
Yeah, or you can email me at Patricia Musico 402@gmail.com.
Fantastic.
Or you can send me a note if you're able to write. You want to scribble a note to me. It's Patricia Musico, P.O. Box 151, Brick, New Jersey 08723. I'm all about brick.
You got it. We love it. We love it.
Brick.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I just want to mention that I do give a donation for every book that's sold. I give a donation to an organization for the blind.
Oh, wow.
So
That's great.
we're covering that too.
Fantastic.
I did give out 100 complimentary copies as we were going along with the different revisions. But and now I'm going back giving everybody the revision with the new numbers.
Yeah, that's great.
Because in the book they're the older numbers. They're my numbers, my personal numbers. But that got to be too much. So now I have business numbers. See?
Fantastic.
What do you think?
Love it. I love it. We're going to make sure we have all this information up here. I can't thank you enough for coming and sharing this with us. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks.
If you have any questions, please reach out to the numbers we have up on the screen. Patricia would be happy to answer any questions for you. And if you have someone who is, if you or someone you know is newly visually impaired, we highly recommend that you reach out to get the assistance that you need, because there are people here to help. So
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope you have a great day.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. That was great.
Thanks.